Hey there, and what's going on, sacred being? It is me, Priestess Ishtah, welcoming you to today's Pick a Card reading, where in a moment you will be picking a broom to reveal incoming good news that is sure to sweep you right off of your feet. Before we get there, I must remind you this is a big announcement because I've reopened my books for my spiritual alignment calls, which are free. They're totally free for us to connect for about 15 minutes and go over a single spiritual goal. You'll leave with a plan, and it's also a good way for us to get to know each other. But for now, I think it's time that we get ready to pick a broom. If you are feeling called to broom number 1, which is this brown and tan broom cleaning up this wooden floor, then you're going to want to redirect yourself to reading number 1. Or perhaps you're feeling called to broom number 2, which is this pink broom and dustpan. If so, then redirect yourself to reading pile number 2. Or maybe it's this blue broom that seems to be sweeping some stars up. You're going to want to head over to reading pile number 3. So let's go through them again. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, I think that gives us enough time. Like, subscribe, and also share with those that you love. All right, I'm going to see you at your reading. Bye. Welcome, pile number 1. This is going to be your reading. I'm Priestess Ishtah. This is your pick a card reading. Today, you picked broom number 1. And this will be the good news coming in, sure to sweep you right off your feet. So without further ado, we want to cast a circle of divine protection around us so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through Ashe, calling forth our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please protect that circle as we do just that. All right. So let's clear this deck. And let's clear the other ones. So there's definitely something about clearing the air. There's the air is being cleared around something for you. That's a part of the news. But I'm going to do this in a different way that I typically do. First, I want you to be able to identify this is your pile. All right. So let's identify the situation that you're in right now. Let's get some clarity on it. Wow, that came out right fast. So let's look at what's going on with you right now. Okay. I do feel like there's a cutoff, like a mean cutoff game. Somebody has a mean cutoff game is what I heard. There's a cutoff between you and an individual. This could be someone you consider to be family. This can be someone who's family in the romantic sense, like my spouse or my like fiance or my like boyfriend, my girlfriend, or just the person that I see as family. Or this could be this in a circumstance where your friendship, someone who's like family, like there's been some type of cutoff, because when we have here the 4 of Swords, excuse my manners, I should show you your cards. You have the Sun card. Take note that it was in reverse. And then we have the Queen of Swords here in reverse. So it just makes me feel like this is someone who really feels like kin. They feel like family, and there's division in this family. There is division in your relationship with them, and it's like you may have had to, or they may have, I feel like this is you. You may have had to put yourself, like just put things on ice or just isolate yourself, hence why we see ice here. So it might be like self-isolation, like all of these all of these people with fur and long ears, but all of these animals around, the rabbits and the bears and even the wolves, they're trying to get to this person, but they can't. They can't get in. They can't get to you. They can't get the message to you. And that is leading me to think that you have done such a good job. That's that mean cutoff game. And that's why I feel like we're going to clear the air. Because I do feel like you may have misinterpreted. I'm hearing Leo. The messages are coming fast. Let me slow it down. Let me start with this and remind me to go back to Leo, okay? All right. With that sun coming through, come on. Definitely. I don't know if you can see the sun here. Yeah, it's coming through. You see it. So with the Four of Swords, you did such a good job with your mean cutoff game that you have cut off your connection with your spirit guides. You went into self-isolation. You went into this zone. I won't say this dark realm because it doesn't feel dark. It doesn't even feel emo. It just feels like I don't feel anything. What does it feel like? Nothing. What about now? Still, I got nothing. Like, I just feel that it's kind of funny to you because it's like you've activated a sinister, like your villain, like your inner villain or a sinister part of you, because we all have our sinister self, whether you nurture it or not. And you just cut everybody off. Like, you're dead to me. You might have even said that or thought that. Like, you're dead to me. This is dead to me. We're going to dead this. I'm deading this. Y'all can act like I'm dead to you. Or maybe those were words even exchanged. But there is something, and this could be a mom that you've separated. There's family. There's something with family or someone who feels like family. Or multiple people. Who says one? Because there's 4 swords here. So this could be you've isolated yourself from the family. But here's the thing. In doing this, and putting this ice box around you, and I promise I'm going to move on, but there's just so much messages here that your guides want to convey. And we do have a different deck that'll tell us what is the good news coming in. But we got to clear the air for you, broom number 1. The thing about your isolation game is so wicked, like, it's so good that you've cut off your connection with, like I said a minute ago, your spirit team, your spirit guides. So you've stopped listening to your intuition. You've stopped paying attention, because if you did, you may start to allow that ice box to melt around you from the warmth that the sun is trying to send in. It's like at the bottom of the ocean, it don't get warmer, it get colder, at least to our knowledge. And that sunlight is trying to reach all the way to the bottom, to the depths of this icy bottom, to offer and extend heat, to warm things up. Because these people, the ones that you've cut out your life, they need your light. They need you. And a part of you needed to hear this. The sun card represents the ego. The ego is connected to the Leo. So there's some parts of you astrologically, or you are currently strongly embodying the Leo archetype. But there is something about ya. There's something about ya that these individuals that you've cut off, they really need. They need your light back. And I don't think that they are willing to tell you that. They can't. It's like, I might be able to tell them. I might be able to tell her. But she cut me off. I'm blocked on all platforms. I'm blocked on the cell phone. She got rings. So anytime I pull up, she's like, I will call the cops. Some of you were dealing with infidelity. You're like, okay, I'm done with the whole family. I'm isolating. You keep the kids, you keep the pets, you figure it out. I'm going in my fucking own world. And fuck off. So there is a lot of communication that needs to happen. There's a lot of air clearing that... Just a moment. I want you to see your cards closer. There's a lot of air clearing that needs to occur. And I have a feeling that that's what the good news is. And you're probably like, let me stop you there, Priestess. What'd you say your name was? Priestess, what was it? Ishtah? Yeah, well, Miss Ishtah. Let me tell you right now, they ain't calling me. And if they do, I'm not answering. Okay, Ice Queen. Okay, Mr. Ice. Ice, baby. I get it. I get it. But you in front of a court of gods, which are your spirit guides, your ancestors, those who've ascended to the God level. And they are calling this procession so you can give some nurturance. Because you don't realize yet, or maybe some of you are starting to, that you need them also. What? I said you need them also. It may not be in the way that you think, but there is a reason that you created this soul contract with that sun looking like a portal. And I'm going to put the card up, right? Just so the imagery is imagerying. You created the soul contract. Soul in Espanol es sun. You created that soul contract. Sun card. Broom number 1. So you've got to deal with it. There is no escape. The other day every Monday I meet up with my cousin. And we sit and we chit chat and we have girls' night. And we talk about, we talk about life. And we build. And one of the things, because she is specializing, I'm going to move forward. I got your good news coming in now. But one of the things that she was telling me about, because she specializes in elderly care in the regard of, she's a nurse. So she helps with Alzheimer's and memory care, I should say, more formally is the title. And she was saying that, what she noticed? That most of the members or patients that she's responsible in caring for, if they had OCD or anxiety or any type of unaddressed condition from their youth, non-physical, because obviously if you don't take care of this, chances are you may not even make it to an older age if it's on the physical level in our body. Okay, like diseases, etc. But mentally, that hidden realm that we often don't address. Your anxiety doesn't leave because you turned 84. It is exacerbated at the highest degree. So this, you're probably like, okay, well, what does that have to do with me? You got an attitude. I like this shit. And those of you that don't, thank you for being nice. But you can't escape the same way as elderly individuals and seniors. We can't escape the mental health that we didn't address when we were younger. You cannot escape not addressing the communication that needs to happen in this family dynamic. You have to start to, I don't want to say have to, but I'm really just feeling like your guides are saying, I've been sending you so many signs and symbols too. And you've just been like, nah, I'm good. Nope. Cold, like the world is cold enough. You are, they're saying, these are not my words, but I'm hearing your guides say you are supposed to be the light. Most light isn't cold light, to my knowledge. What's the good news coming in? Come on, guys. What's the good news coming in? 1, 2. Good news coming into broom number 1. Those who pick, the viewer who picked broom number 1. What? Okay, I'm gonna chill out. All right. Didn't we just say compassion? Archangel Zadkiel, soften your heart. Soften your heart. Soften your heart. That's it. That's a mantra right there. I soften my heart to deal with this plight. I soften my heart to deal with all this. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple as a pimple. I soften my heart to deal with all of this. And Zadkiel says, soften your heart, with respect to the situation and all the people involved. Oh my gosh, including yourself. Come on. We can't make this up. I shuffled on camera. It's time, because they really need you. They need mama back. And even if you're not mama, that energy that you embody, that is that nurturing, like I said before, to nurture, that nurturing energy that you bring something that everyone else don't bring. Nobody else can bring. Like, when I say everyone else in the family is like, you know how there's a person, and when I say family, if it's a group, it could be a job for some of you. But I usually don't be encouraging people to go back to no job, because you don't got no soul contracts for no jobs. Like, let's be real. That's what. So, I mean, there might be a small smidgen few of you where it is a job, and you do work where it's actually like such a team dynamic that they have to have you. Like, there might be somebody with that level of position, but usually when you move on from an employer, it's your contract is up. Anyhow, I digress. With the family, though, where I feel like it's most of you, and romantic, oh my gosh, we got nurture out again. Or did we have that out before? I don't know. I feel like we shuffled. Didn't we shuffle and this came out twice? Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for right now. And here's what I feel with that. Or both activities are important for you right now. There is something that is connected to how you are choosing to protect the inner child in you from this circumstance. My viewer and broom selector of number 1, you have put up this wall. It could be a defense mechanism that you've developed in childhood to protect yourself, or you're really good at protecting your light. And I do feel that the good news for you is that your light, the good news is that your light is so strong and so bright, it's actually already protected, but also these individuals are going to start to reach out to you. And it's going to be in a way, and we have Archangel Michael at the bottom with crystal clear intentions, but before we get to that, it's going to be in a way where they are finally ready to listen, whether it's respect, whether it's approach. There's some type of way in which they will start to interact with you, and you're going to feel like you finally see me, you finally get me, you finally heard me, you finally understand, you're finally taking the time. You put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. That's what this is. There, and I'm saying there because it feels like a collective. This also feels like the unappreciated family member. And I don't want to assign the unappreciated mom, because there are plenty of unappreciated dads that run households. Okay? So you may resonate with that unappreciated person who runs everything in this house. So you had a breaking point. It was like, I'm tapping out. I'm done. I'm gone. I have to abandon ship. Y'all, yeah, no, crew. Y'all want to talk about, y'all know what to do, so do it. Oh, you need the captain back, don't you? Of course. So I do feel that the value and the love that you have been wanting to feel as an exchange is going to come from these individuals. They're going to be able to give it to you. Clear cognizance. Pay attention to the thoughts, ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. I do feel like the effort that they will make to, and notice I'm not saying you reach out to them, but I am asking you to lower your defense a little bit. So if that means, okay, maybe I'll unblock them on this, or I'll just unblock the number, or I'll just, follow that thing that feels right. You might be like, I should probably text, I always say Sheila. Sheila's always the first name that comes to mind, because I had a Barbie doll named Sheila. That was like my first little friend in the world. Black Barbie doll named Sheila. Chocolate Barbie doll. Loved her. And then her name became Stacy. Anyhow. Sheila might be the one person out of this entire dynamic where you can talk to. You're like, I can trust Sheila. She gets it. She gets me. I can talk to Sheila. And that might be the nudge that you need to do to extend and open up, because there might be something else happening in the family or something else that is occurring, and they need you for that. So the good news is that also I'm hearing that your prayers if you have prayed, I want to say you may have prayed, some of you may have prayed, but some of you are like so cut off, like from you just tapped out. You tapped out. But what you are praying for is going to be occurring for you quickly. There's something in which, and let's get you some closing messages with the love deck, but there's something that you are praying for, or once you start praying for it to occur. Like, I just wish my husband will blah, 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 blah. I wish my children will. I wish my friend. I wish my team, insert the noun. And then that wish turns into, I pray. I know it's going to occur very quickly for you. And I'm also hearing that they are sending you telepathic thoughts and telepathic messages. There might be like a time of day where you're occupying yourself because you're in your ice mode. But a part of this is, I get it. Your ice wall is dropping. That's why you picked broom number 1, because this might have been where you were at, or you might kind of be there now, but your angels are melting that shit. They're like around you, like, no, we're almost through the ice. Don't worry. Yeah, she's in there. No, she's fine. We just gotta wake her up. Tell her that Phil called. Like, and then you're gonna be like, oh. And ultimately, look how they're gonna welcome you back. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, it may not be like that, but it's not going to. The absence really made their hearts grow fonder for you. Whether it's a they or a the. First card out is release your ex. I feel like give your relationship a chance. Closing messages for broom number 1. Closing messages. All right. And before we go over the final closing messages, look at that. That's a beautiful message at the bottom. New love. There is new love coming into this situation. There's a new breath of love through the blessing of the angels from the angelic realm. And I'm also hearing the angels who are the ancestors for you. So some of our ancestors become gods. Some of them become angels. Some of them, it depends on their journey of their spirit. But for you, there is a blessing that has been around you and around the situation. And I also feel like this person has been trying to, the angels have been trying to get this message to you to let you know, like, hey, there's new love coming in. And again, if this is a couple, there's new repair coming into this relationship. But if not, I feel for many of you, it might be just, again, like a family dynamic or similar friendship, etc. That your job is to start to release some of the things that you have been connected to. And I have just the way that you're going to do that. Before we go into that and reveal your final and last card, I do want to let you know that I am available for one-on-one sessions. I also have my free spiritual alignment calls. You might want to check that out if you just want to get to know me and see if our vibe is vibing, because not everyone is for every spiritual reader. Let's keep it real. But if you like my style here, we can really get intimate in a one-on-one session. I have an a la carte of services, and there is so much more that I'm expanding upon, from newsletters to groups. All right. This is how you're going to do the release. You're going to write a letter and you're going to burn it, or you're going to write a letter on toilet paper and flush it. That might be tricky for some, so you want to use a marker, but you want to write out the story of pain, the story of grief, all of your headache that's tied. Look how her head is hurting. And for you, apply the gender, please, appropriately, how it fits, but how their head is hurting. That is everything that causes this feeling, you're going to write it down and release it. Write it down and release it. Choosing a safe method. If you choose to burn it, a fire safe pot, exercise fire safety, have a fire extinguisher or a large amount of water next to put it out. Maybe do it outdoors, but if so, make sure the wind is not blowing. Just please exercise fire safety if you're going to use fire. I'm always so hesitant these days now to tell people burn it, because I don't trust, anything can happen. Fire is so erratic. Okay. So you can also choose to bury the letter as well, and giving the opportunity for love to come back in, because if new love is coming in, you have to give that opportunity for it to come in. And with passion here, I do feel like this is going to be not so much passionate in the romantic sense, but it's going to be a reunion where people are going to really feel each other. There's going to be a lot of like, I feel you, like I really understand you. Not like, okay, like how a narcissist would just dismiss your feelings or thoughts. This is someone who, or this group is really understanding heart to heart, because that's really where they are, heart to heart. And if it's a couple, that passion gonna be passionate. But this is really about that heart to heart connection. After being so isolated for so long, that bridge had to be rebuilt in the heavens to bring back in that new love. Congratulations, Broom number 1. I don't know what happened, but write the story down, let it go, flush it on toilet paper, just release the shit. You can shred it, put it in a shredder and throw it in a garbage. That's a public dumpster. And when you walk away, don't look back. Do whatever you got to do to get rid of the attachments, because that's going to allow this new love energy to heal and repair and nurture, because y'all do need each other. Who we fooling? Thank you for being here with me. Until next time, bye. Okay, lovely pile number 2. What's going on? It's me, Priestess Ishtah. Welcome to your pick a card reading. You picked Broom number 2. And this is the good news that is coming in, sure to sweep you right off your feet. I will say that the way we're going to do this is first by identifying the energy that is around you right now, getting you clarity on the circumstance. Then we're going to usher into the good news and get some final closing thoughts from your higher self. So let's start that by first casting a circle of divine protection around us, so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through Ashe, calling forth your angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please stand at their points protecting this circle. Mine as well. Okay. M&Ms. M&Ms, I don't know what that means. Is someone named with an M? M&Ms, or somebody's eating M&Ms, desiring M&Ms. Maybe there's multiple choices or multiple options, multiple avenues or multiple paths, like M&Ms, like there's a multitude. Or that could be, in particular, I'm seeing like the chocolate, red and orange and green M&M. Okay, so help me to identify the energy that is around Broom number 2. Dang, now I want some M&Ms. Okay, help me to identify the energy that is around number 2. Okay, we got 4 cards on the table. Oh, and the Magician at the bottom. Okay, your little powerful self. I see you out here. I see you out here, player. Okay, let's get the Magician fitting in there over there. There we go. So let's go through them. We have here the 4 of Pentacles. Beautiful card. Let's take a look at that closer. There you go. So you have the 4 of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. What a beautiful Knight of Swords. I love this mermaid deck. It's just, the imagery is just so beautifully done. The Star card. And you also have Sacred Calling is the word I just heard. And then the 7 of Swords. Sacred Calling, but you have no idea what to do with it. You are currently maybe like on a path or in a space where you may feel like you have been coasting, or just like yeah, I'm here. It's my 9 to 5. Like that's the energy I'm getting. Like you have this, maybe like you haven't had strong ambitions lately. Like there might have been things that come across your mind, but perhaps you have not had these super strong impulses to do something. And if you have, and I just feel like you've been enjoying life. I feel like you the energy around you right now, number 2, is like, okay, it's like comfort. That's the word. Okay. Whew. I'm like, it's like you have not had these impulses to do something, but you have had these ideas. That's the difference. You may be like, oh, I wonder what it would be like if I started to model. I wonder what it'd be like if I started my own body butter company. I wonder what it would be like if I started my own coaching. I wonder what it would be like if I started my own Instagram, or YouTube, or maybe both. Maybe you don't even have an Instagram. You might be someone who's more in your prime of age. And if not, that's okay. and you just didn't do a lot of things, or maybe just in the prime of like just the busyness of your life. I'm gonna move this down a little bit so you can see the cards a little better. My fault. But I just feel like there is a prime, like there is prime time, like right now for you. Things have just been a little bit easy and comfortable. But what's around you right now are these sparks of ideas. With this Knight of Swords, I feel you ready to pick up something, like to start something that you've felt a calling to do for so long. It's like I've always wanted to be a consultant to help parents with children that have placed on the spectrum of autism. There's a calling of you on a soul level right now that wants to move you in a not really totally different direction. Going off of that example right now of the autism spectrum consultant, like maybe you already work as a social worker, or maybe you already do something for in that setting, like with children. Maybe you work as a student, or a teacher's aide, or maybe you're a teacher. It may not be like a total life change, or maybe you babysit a lot of children at home and you're realizing like, we need this. That's just one example. I'm not saying that that's the thing that you're doing or you feel called to do, but there is something that you feel very called to do. And after this period of kind of downtime in your life, things may have been like going on. If life is like a river, then you have these different parts of the river that fluctuate. Sometimes it's a babbling brook section. Sometimes it feels like a creek. Sometimes that river gets so wide that it looks like an ocean. You can't see the other side of it. Sometimes it's a rushing river. And sometimes it's a calm river. And sometimes it's a waterfall. And that's what I feel for you. That this part of your life is at that calm, or exiting that calm river area. And things are about to start to pick up. Because there is a divine calling with this star card that's going to bring you into new water. Because she's out of the water. Mermaids belong in the water, but each one of these, except for the magician, are out of the water. And everything in that deck is not like that. Well, that's underwater. That's underwater. Everything in this deck is not a character that's out of the water, but this star card, the Knight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, she's like super out the water. And even with the Seven of Swords, they've they've poked themselves out of the water. There's a part of your soul which has heard when I say the soul, I'm talking about that part on the inside of you, in your heart of all hearts. It made a call, like a battle call, and your higher self is answering, and it's going to begin to give you these pieces of the puzzle that you have to solve. You may be experiencing that now. You may be receiving synchronicities. You may be receiving readings that keep giving you the same message, like you're ready to start something. You're ready to transition. You're ready to step into the starlight or spotlight. That's just my dog in the back. But with all of these missing pieces, or that might be how you feel. There are missing pieces, but there aren't. There's enough swords in there. You just have to figure out you're a mermaid. You're like, what the hell is a sword? You just have to figure out this new ability, or this new thing that you're creating, that you're manifesting, that you want to make. You have to figure out the pieces. You might be wanting to go to become a lawyer. You have to figure out what is the process to do that. Because inside, the middle card is the star card. So inside of you, underneath it all, as I get the good news that's coming in for you, inside of you and underneath it all, you want this, and you have been creating this for a while with the magician here. Because this is your gift from God. That thing that and I feel like the downtime that you had was indirectly preparing you for this journey. What is the good news coming in? Sure to sweep them off their feet for pile number 2. What's the good news coming in? Wow, look at that. Good news coming in. Give me new energy. Good news coming in. I'm hearing that's it. That's it. That's it. All right, fine. Angel therapy. Clear your space. Let's start here with angel therapy. Archangel Raphael, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. And I do feel that that's something that you've already learned to do. I feel like you have a very good connection with, like, unlike another pile when I did the reading, you have a very good connection with your angels. Like, you're very locked in with them. Like, they know how to reach you and you know how to reach them. And I do feel that they have been trying to encourage you to take this next step forward, because she looks like she's stepping forward. She looks like she's like, okay, after just running out of a jungle, I'm ready. I'm ready to cross this river. She looks ready. She looks ready. This is Archangel Jophiel. Get rid of the clutter. Clear your energy around you and use feng shui. Feng shui. That might be a sign of something that you might need to do. Maybe you do have a lot of mental clutter or actual physical clutter, because as above, so below, as within, so without. So cleaning up a little bit, hence why you picked, well, hence why this is themed the broom. Pick a card broom or pick a broom, because the broom symbolizes the air element, freshening the energy. The air element is connected to the mental plane, which is our mind, our mental space. Emotions are water. But not going down that metaphysical lesson path, more so to help you to understand that it might be time for you to actually clean, to actually pick up a broom, to actually sweep out. Because cleaning around you, and I'm hearing for you to prepare your space, prepare your area, prepare your workspace. Get a workspace. If you don't have a space at home, find where you can work, where you can focus, where you can put your creative energy freely, undisturbed, into something where you can create something. We have Spread Your Wings here. And we're going to get some closing thoughts in a minute. Spread Your Wings by Archangel Ariel says, do not hold back right now. Do not hold back right now. This is perfect timing and you are ready to soar. And I also saw that as you are ready to start. Many of you already know what this transition is. I feel like it's a transition for you, whether transition from house person, whether housewife, house husband, to entrepreneur, employer with a corporation to consultant, or maybe you work at, it's hard to read for a clan of people, but the examples that I'm giving, I hope, are making clear what I'm trying to convey. So let's get some closing thoughts from your angels and your guides on this. I do want to say that because of the newness of this project, you may want to consider creating a blueprint. And that is one of the services that I offered with my free alignment calls. It's available to any first-time clients. And during about 15 to 20 minutes, we put together a spiritual blueprint that is aligned with one single goal that you want. It is a free service of mine. Okay. Also, while we get the rest of your cards, and let's just say that what are the closing thoughts for broom number 2? Closing thoughts for broom number 2. Closing thoughts for broom. Let's get new energy, because that came out in the last file. I don't like repeat energy. I don't know about you. But I do want to consider it and acknowledge the fact that it says passion. And with passion, it does make me feel like you are going to have a passionate kind of like kickstart to this. This is something that you can pour your passion into. This is a personal passion of yours that you are being encouraged to follow. New energy for number 2. Got it. But this is energy. This is kind of like your soul calling. This says calling your soulmate at the bottom, but this is your soul calling. This is something that you, and it's interesting because it's kind of like an undercurrent theme for each pile. Much of you are finding out that the good news is that there is, well, for you, the good news for you is that you are finally figuring out your divine calling. Damn. Damn, that's powerful. Your good news is you are figuring out your divine calling. You are answering it too. You're figuring it out and you're answering it. You were called. You sent the call, really. I'm getting the message that you are a messenger from another star seed system. And you came here to witness Maybe that's why you had that downtime, because it allowed you to observe and investigate. But you came here to witness a certain humanoid, I'll say it, lifestyle. I don't mean to make it sound so foreign, like humanoid. I hate when people use such big words, like just say it. But you came from another starseed system, and your arrival here has allowed you to observe life on this planet. And in return, you are the flare gun. You are the messenger that sends the flares back to your starseed system to let them know that, oh, we need help here. So what do? They go and they say, okay, we're going to send down. And I feel like this is the Great Mother listening to you, divining with you, because you are also an oracle. You're going to learn that about yourself, that you're highly psychic. And I feel like once you send that flare up, your team, your intergalactic your teammates from the intergalactic family of protection, we'll call them, they send down these weapons. And you're like, oh, okay, I got the laser gun. All right, I got the laser sword. Okay, I know how to now protect Earth. This is how I do it. I have to insert divine mission. That's you, number 2. Final closing thoughts here we have first is love yourself. This is going to be the messages that I've been getting from your angels, a lot of these messages. And I wanted to preface that because I don't want you to be triggered by the word codependency, because I saw this one a little bit earlier when I was shuffling. I did not see this one though. So I do feel that for you, it's important to find, this journey is going to teach you how to love yourself through putting your energy into your own self. So if you're a parent or a mom or a dad, you might learn to stop pouring everything into your child and start pouring more into yourself. So this is also making me feel that some of the good news is you're going to learn how to develop this deep sense of self-love. And that self-love is going to help you to break any, whether visible to you or not visible, aware or non-aware, codependent bonds. It could be, you might be dependent on someone financially. You may be dependent on them. However your codependency might appear, okay? Because it's not all just relationship. For some of you, this is an employer. And we are obviously dependent on our employers to pay us in trade for services provided by us as the employee. But whichever it is, I do feel that you, by choosing to nurture and follow this divine calling, because remember, you sent the flare up. You told the other starseed galaxy that we need this on this planet. We need this project. We need this thing. We need this, whatever this is, you're building it. But you have also a call to believe and trust in yourself. As I hear that little bird in the background, believe and trust in yourself as you are doing this. And that may feel lonely sometimes. There may be others that don't get it, that don't see it, that don't believe in you. But that doesn't mean stop. So you really will be encouraged. And the good news is you will, by default, learn to fully develop self-love. I think that's so beautiful. And then you have pay attention to red flags. It was in reverse. I do feel that there are going to be, as this lands on top of spread your wings, there's going to be signs for you along the way. Synchronicities that are so clear. I'm hearing in particular, you will have one synchronicity. Like I have a single number that I'm not going to state on here, but I have a number that when I see that number, I'm like, okay, my angels is in the building. Like, it's like, I know, confirmed, I'm supposed to be here. Confirmed, this is the right choice. Confirmed, this is the right way. So there will be something similar to you. And this is the symbol that the Great Mother, because remember, she's divining from the other realms in her master oracle room, talking to you through her magic crystal ball. And I'm just personifying the Great Mother. Of course, we know that her energy is so immaculate and so immense that my feeble mind can't even really explain the greatness of her. But just to give light and life to this reading for you, my broom selector number 2, you and her, or you and your intuition, you and your higher self, if Great Mother is an offensive term, if it is, why are you here? But thank you for being here. I hope to sway you to feel comfortable with that verbiage. But your connection to that higher realm is always sending you signs. So I do hear that you will, I feel like it's something that's white. If it's not something that's white, then I do feel like I'm seeing a white feather, or something that's white. I mean, I'm also seeing the number 44. So I don't want to plant seeds for you. let that sign be something that is naturally revealed. But I am so excited about your project. I'm already dancing. It's gonna be fancy because you're enhancing the world. And I'm excited to be a part of that journey, even if our relationship ends here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing your light number 2. Stop back and check in with me, why don't you? Till next time, bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. I feel a little silly with you, my viewer number 3, but you picked broom number 3. I'm Priestess Ishtah. This is going to be your pick a card reading for the good news coming in, sure, to sweep you off your feet. I really feel like this is going to be some good news. How we're doing this today is we're going to first start by identifying the energy that is around you. But before we do that, let's cast a circle of divine protection around us so that we may channel messages rooted only in divine love, wisdom, and truth. Ashe, calling forth our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please protect the circle so we can do just that, and calling forth my guardians as well, standing at their points. Ashe. Okay, so let's do this. What is the energy? Like I said, we're going to identify what's currently around you and bring clarity to it. We got to clarify it. Let's clear it up. And once we do that, we'll transition with a different deck into the good news that's coming in, followed by final closing thoughts and messages. Without further ado, reveal to me pile number 3's current energy around them, which will lead to the good news that's coming in for them. So what is the energy? Not with that King of Pentacles looking all juicy and delicious like that in the middle. Tower card closing out. Okay. So let's take a look at your cards. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Ace of Pentacles. Tower card. Excuse me. The King of Pentacles. Just noting that it was in reverse. He looked good. And the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, let's read this. Let's divine. Let's first get the cards in frame for you. And I see that there's a terrible glare. Let's fix that. Some of you may have, I hope that glare light changes better. Some of you may have experienced a difficult loss recently. This loss may appear for you in a multitude of ways. I am feeling like this is the pile where most masculine energy has selected, whether by gender or by the energy archetype that you exude, is masculine energy. And there has been a loss recently that has really kind of hit your ego. Or you could be feminine, but this loss hit your ego. There's something that has affected you on the ego level in relation to I'm hearing some of you, it was biological, like this could be in trigger warning, and I apologize and I give my sympathies to you. This might be a loss of a child. And this, I want to be very clear, this is not prediction. I'm not predicting energy. I'm not saying that you will lose your children. This needs to be very clear. And matter of fact, we want to block that energy from your path. This is something that you have already experienced. So if you are currently with child, you're protected. Okay? I'm talking about, for some people, you've already experienced this. And if it's not the loss from that, I want to move on from that. That's a very sensitive area, and I don't feel comfortable talking about that. And we're not in an intimate setting. But for others of you, it's a financial loss. It's like an impactful financial hit. Loss of a job, loss of a contract, loss of a deal, loss of a client, the big client. So we all got that big client. And again, note that the King of Pentacles was in reverse. So there is, actually, let's do that. There is or was some type of mega loss, because it's the King of Pentacles. It's not like, oh, nah. It's not a page. It's not a knight. This was a grand amount of invested energy or time or effort or all three that went into this and loss occurred. This loss, I do feel like, may have affected those who are dependent on you. And don't worry, this is a good news reading. We just have to clear the air right now. But this may have affected those who are dependent on you, family members who are dependent on you. But I want to tell you something I do like seeing. You listening? Okay, good. You know what I like seeing? I like seeing this Ace of Pentacles at the end. Because while everything might appear lost, there's something. That's the same coin he's holding here. There's something to the side that was kept safe. Look how he's looking to the side too at what's in this treasure chest. There's something that was safeguarded. There's some, whether you see it yet or not, but underneath all of this rubble, there's a little seedling of blessing. And with these fish, for those that it applies to, fish from my cultural upbringing as a Black indigenous, fish represent fertility. Fish represent pregnancy and fertility. And I'm laughing and smiling because I feel like that's what y'all are gonna do. Like when y'all get this news, when y'all get this news update, when you find this out, you're gonna be smiling like, God favors me. When you find that you have this loophole in the contract, when you find that, oh shucks, we have this coin and this coin is worth $5,000 if we cash it in. Everybody's situation is different. I'm just throwing out little fun examples. But when you find this coin that you thought you lost after the earthquake that rocked your foundation of the world that you had in place, you're going to be shocked. That's a prelude of the good news that's coming in. Like there is hidden treasure underneath all of this. So let's transition now into the good news for those who selected broom number 3. What's the good news then? Sure to sweep them off their feet. I'm feeling called to select that. Good news. Let's get new energy. I don't like to repeat energy between piles. If it comes out again, I will receive it. I will accept it. Let's shuffle one more time. All right. The good news coming in for pile 2. Good news coming in from pile 2. This wants to come out so badly. Any more good news for pile 2 that we need to convey? Oh, wow. Look how that fell out. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. Prosperity at the bottom, bro. Oh my gosh. And the cornucopia horn. I can't even say it. The horn of fortune, the cornucopia. The materials, excuse me, let me slow down. So I'm like, that's how you're going to be like. It's like, oh my God. It's like, I just got a call back from, they want me for the part. It's like that. Like, we're not broke. We don't have to leave. Call back the realtor. Tell him we'll pay him on Monday. Type shit. Like, I'm exhilarated for you. This is great news. This really, I'm not saying other piles wasn't good news. I'm not saying pile 1 and 2 wasn't good news. It's good news. Yeah. But this shit right here, oh, this shit is hitting. This is some good news. My shit fell apart and I'm about to get some more money. That's an easy come up. Like, I didn't even have to do nothing. I just had to remember the coin. I just had to. You didn't even have to find the coin, because the coin is at the bottom of the ocean, like, come to me, master. I'm waiting for you. Meanwhile, it's stacking cornucopia coins. It's multiplying on its own. That's like finding out you got an extra stock and you're like, oh shit, that stock just. I don't know nothing about stocks yet, but you know the wording if you do. Oh, let me calm down. Okay, let me calm down, because number 3, this was the one to pick. Okay, passion. Oh, you better go ahead with that afro, girl. I love it. So Ariel, let me slow down. Prosperity says, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. I do feel like there is something about you that is a go-getter, that is like, you can't be stopped. Like, can't stop, won't stop. Like, you can't be stopped. Like, something can try to discourage you. It can try to set you back. It can try to make you feel like the tower can fall. But at the end of this shit, you remember who you are. And this is just a gentle reminder. At the end of it all, you remember. You're like, yo, I got the sword and I got the torch. Archangel Michael says you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. And I did feel that, like, so much. Oh, you got 2 cards here. I did feel so much love. Oh, no. I did feel so much love here, like, between you and your family. Like, while you are the provider, they genuinely love you. Like, there's genuine love shared. You genuinely love the things you do. I feel that's why you have passion here. Archangel Haniel says, trust and follow your renewed passion in your life. Your love life and career. Yeah. There's something about this all occurring for you because it was supposed to. It was timed at this time to happen, to trigger you to go to even a higher tier, like a higher level. This is just giving me this, like, this energy of the business boss, or the big boss the business boss. Yeah, like the business boss, like the boss person who built such a big empire and it crumbled because of a change in the economy. And they're like, well, I'm not done. This just means that I'm not selling shoes and lipstick anymore. This means now I'm selling, hair care product. It's just something that you, like, you're going to get or regain momentum, spiritual understanding. This is Archangel Raziel, but this reminds me of the Merkaba that Archangel Metatron creates. And Archangel Raziel says, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. And that is what I feel like you're going towards, your own spiritual truth in all of this. Actually remembering who you are, which is the divine part of yourself. And there is a strong feeling that I have, because I just so happen to attract all of you magical beings out there who are like this, like me, where you're a spiritual pioneer, is what I like to call us, where you are creating paths and lanes and realms within the world of professionalism that don't exist yet. You're bringing that holistic touch. And maybe that's why this other business needed to fall, so that you could find your way back to your holy self, to become more holistic and offer the world some, because we know you can build, we know you can do it, whether it was your own company or not. We know that you can climb and ascend and get to the top of anything. Like, we know that you can do it. If anybody can do it, it's you. Like, you're legit. Like, you the real deal. You the real big boss. You the one that when they walk in the room, they put their phones away and they sit up in their chair. Because you just walked into the conference room. That's you. Or you just signed in on the conference call. You the person they like, oh my gosh, is so-and-so joining the call? Shit, I better have those numbers ready. That's you. That's you. So if you embody that, don't that tell you that you can do it again? But now what if you did it in the capacity where your hair is a little wild and you're a little free because you are involving the spiritual part of it. You're involving that divine part of yourself into this empire. Because that's really where the world is going. It's going more towards this heart-to-heart basis. A lot of folks have this fear of AI programming. I'm going to give you a little hint, pile number 3, because I feel like you can handle it. It's about what you attune your frequency to. And there is going to be a time, it's already here actually, where the world is splitting. So those who fearmonger on AI is going to take us over, oh, yeah, you're right. It's going to take you over. But the realm or the universe that I am ascending towards, and this doesn't mean through death and rebirth, you can go to sleep and wake up and be in a different dimension on a different timeline. It's called quantum leaping. We do it all the time. We're just not trained. We don't know what we're doing. But when you choose to allow your passion, and I lost my train of thought a little bit because I'm seeing you like you might be someone who quantum leaps. You might be a quantum leaper. But point I was making is AI does have an influence on this planet. AI will have an impact, but that is not the reality that you have to subscribe to. You have the power to put your powerful intention and thought towards something that you want to see in the world. And the world that we are really truly heading towards is the golden era, the golden age. Humanity can survive. Humanity will survive. We are the real cockroaches because we are eternal souls, eternal spirits, and eternal beings. We've always been here. We always will be here. And we're always going to be here. Chemistry. Closing messages. What am I missing for pile number 3? And what you can do can really be beneficial to the new world, to the golden age more so. The new world message felt more so with another group, but you feel like a strong contributor to the golden age that's coming in. Bottom of the deck, we have passion. This has come out for every single pile, and you have passion twice. It's just really, for many of you, the good news is this passionate resurgence of energy in something that was stale and fell apart. You're going to refine your passion. If you lost your mojo, guess what? That's what happened. Holy crap. That's what happened, right? You lost your mojo during the tragedy. That's mojo. You lost it. But then you had to remember, like, what am I saying? Anytime I want my mojo, I just have to raise my staff and call it back. Mojo! Mojo goes ding, 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 ding. And you're like, that's where it's at. And that's where that energy gets restored. And that remembrance and that belief in who you are and what you came here to do. That's when you start all over again to rebuild. That's that mojo. Mojo Jojo. That's what I'm thinking of from Powerpuff Girls. Boom, boom, ba-da-da-da. And that's that mojo that a loved one is actually helping you to find. There's a wife, a spouse, a husband, a bestie, a pet. There's someone very close to you that is assigned to you in this lifetime to really help you out. They're really helping you progress in ways that, you know, like I'm about to say you don't see it. No, you see it. You know who this person is. You're like, yeah, that's my mom. Every time I'm like, she always, like, it's somebody, and I'm feeling a little bit of emotions from you as we talk about them, because, or maybe those are their emotions for you because they really covet you. They really love you and they really support you. You are not alone. Like, and when I say that, like, this is not me reminding you, you're not alone. You can do this. No. Like, you know this shit. Like, you're like, no, I'm not alone in this. They made sure they came on this planet with you to help you probably through this moment. codependency that came out in another deck. So, you know me, we want new energy. But I do want to take it into consideration. With codependency, there might be right now a need for you to lean on others in a way that it does kind of apply, but I still want new energy. Other closing thoughts, new energy, something that I'm missing, please. What am I missing? Other closing thoughts. If it comes out again, we'll take it. Thank you. But with that codependency coming out originally, I do feel that there's going to be a need for you to have to lean on others, to have to use your resources, to have to, take a little step down in your pride. If you were always the big man not on campus, but the big man is pulling out the big bills, the big lady pulling out them big wheels, maybe now you have to just live a more simple life, or maybe you didn't have an extravagant life in that way. Just putting your pride, that's the word, pride aside, and allowing help to come in and allowing assistance to be there for you. That is how I interpreted the codependency energy for you. And you have children here. I do feel like with children, this is that sign that, as I said, fertility and pregnancy, for those of you who this is that story. But those of you who are not, and this is a business, I feel like the child is representing the fresh start energy for you. And this is a good sign because you have so much more knowledge now. I'm here, my left ear is ringing. You have so much more knowledge and wisdom now. 2121 on the timer as I say this for your reading. You have so much more knowledge and wisdom that going into this new is going to give you the best of both worlds. It's like you have this wisdom, but this freshness because you're restarting. And I do feel like you're restarting something new. And for those of you where this is parenting and building your family, if there were mistakes health-wise made in the past, maybe you worked too much. I'm just going to be honest. You might know now that, okay, I need to do this more. I need to do this less. And you might even, I'm hearing some of you are going to get paired with, and I also heard virtually, with a doctor or some type of medical licensed practitioner, consultant that will help you. That will help you, maybe like a doula of some sort, that will help you navigate this pregnancy. And those of you who it's not related to that, this is just your fresh start, combining like this is wisdom, but this is fresh start. Or this is fresh start and this is probably wisdom. But it's like you're going into this hand in hand with something which is making you a remarkable, formidable force in this. Before we get your last card, I do want to remind you of how we can work one-on-one. I do have a free spiritual alignment call, which during that time we spend at least 15 minutes talking one-on-one. You get to meet me. We get to check out the vibe to see if you like my style. And if so, we create a plan that is going to help you stay spiritually focused on developing and cultivating a single spiritual goal. I also have a free newsletter, as well as I offer private one-on-one sessions. Without further delay, let's get the last card. Trust. This speaks for itself. Big call for you to trust in your process. Trust in this regrowth and rebirth. I don't know why regrowth is coming. Maybe because the cells for some of you are actually redeveloping and restructuring within you. I feel like there are spiritual updates that you are undergoing on the biochemical level and also in the spiritual or energetic level. But there's a lot of trust that you will have to establish within yourself. And I think whenever you feel weakened by your sense of trust, remember who you are. Like, know what you've done. To remember who you are, acknowledge what you've done. And maybe creating a list and putting it into a nice framed picture. Like, I have built this. I have done this. That might sound like it really strokes the ego, but I think through this transition and climb back to the top, you might need those reminders. So again, write out a list of the things that you've accomplished that you're proud of. Frame it. Put it somewhere near your workspace. And let that be the reminder of who the fuck you are, number 3. Thank you for your contributions and all the best on that blueprint towards your rebuilding. I can't wait to see what you're going to do. Till next time. Bye.